There was a guy who was known all over YouTube for being the shift team general. This guy was known as no other than Trevor Dunbar, and we really haven't heard much about this guy since then. So, what happened to him? Trevor Dunbar is widely known across the whole world for his insane hoop mixtapes, and he even appeared on Devin Williams' signature series called 10,000 Hours. Till this day, he arguably still has the best hoop mixtape ever made, but no one really talks about this guy anymore. And to get into what happened, we gotta throw it all the way back to where things started. In high school for Dunbar, this is when he started getting a lot of attention, and from what we could see, things are looking great for this guy. However, when you see mixtapes, it's not everything that it seems to be. You see, on a mixtape, you are only seeing a person's best plays. So for us, it really looked like Trevor Dunbar was probably one of the best players in the country. And I guarantee you, what I am about to tell you is about to shock your mind. I did a lot of digging, and there was only one website that even had Trevor Dunbar ranked. And not only that, but he only had 9 college offers. So, believe it or not, this guy wasn't really a highly sought out recruit. The only website that actually had him ranked was ESPN, and it was a very sad ranking. I really didn't even know rankings got this low. ESPN officially listed him as a 1-star recruit with a 59 overall scout grade. I've never seen that in my life. That is the lowest ranking I've actually seen on ESPN because quite frankly, I didn't know they went under 3 stars. But all in all, and looking back on it, I can kind of see why. With Trevor Dunbar being roughly 5'10 and 160 pounds, he wasn't an ideal college prospect. I mean, besides the great dribble moves and a mediocre jump shot, what really can he bring to a college team? So I guess that's what a lot of college programs thought themselves. But with all this being said, he wound up committing to Washington State, and things were looking pretty good for this guy. But just like anything, things can change fast. And let's just say that Trevor Dunbar didn't exactly have a good year. When you are the so-called guy in high school and everyone's looking up to you, and then you get to college and everyone's the guy, things are a little different. When you get to that next level, every person on that team can actually hoop really good and was probably the guy on their high school team. So with that being said, the coaches and the players don't care what you did in high school, and they don't care how many hoop mixtapes you had. On the court, it wasn't a good year at all for Trevor Dunbar because he could rarely see playing time. But it was the things off the court that really hurt him. Trevor Dunbar, he's a fighter, and that mentality carried over to the next level. During a practice, a teammate hit him with a questionable screen, and he didn't do any talking. He just punched him right in the face.
Nah, gets the ball. He comes to set a screen on me. Bow! Hits me with a cold bow. Yeah, I turn around, hit him with a cold left hook, and then that was that. They came and broke it up.
Now the coaches, they eventually cleared things up, and Trevor Dunbar and this guy, they're cool now, but that's just crazy. And not only that, he struggled with grades and he didn't go to class, so it just all in all, it wasn't a good year for Trevor Dunbar. For the 2014 through 2015 season, Dunbar did appear in 16 games, averaging about 10 minutes during those games. Out of 22 shots attempted, he only made 5, so that's not good at all. And when the season ended, he had a talk with the coaching staff, and this is how things went. The coach just basically told him it's going to be hard for him to find playing time at this program, so Trevor Dunbar didn't see a reason to stay. And quite frankly, I cannot blame him. I wouldn't have saw another reason to stay either. Dunbar then wound up deciding to attend junior college and play basketball there. Now, at this point in the story, you are probably considering him a disappointment or bust, but I don't, and here's why. If he would have transferred to another Division I program, he probably wouldn't have saw any playing time. And with transferring to a junior college that really wanted him and he knew he would play a lot there, it's just a better opportunity for him. And this was also around the time when he started working out with Devin Williams from 10,000 Hours and started to improve his game dramatically. For the 2015 through 2016 season, he appeared in 33 games. And out of those 33 games, he wound up starting 24, so that's pretty good for his first year with the program. If you have followed up with Trevor Dunbar throughout his career, you may know that he doesn't have the most consistent jump shot. And that is one thing that him and his trainer, Devin Williams, tried to correct during this season. And they really improved it a lot, and the numbers don't lie. For this season, he averaged right at 11.5 points per game and shot almost 50% from the field. And I know you are probably wondering, yo, what was his 3-point percentage though? This number doesn't jump off the board, but this is actually pretty impressive for any college point guard. His 3-point percentage for the season was right at 37%. That's pretty solid. And oh yeah, to go along with those stats, he also put in 3 rebounds per game and over 5 assists per game, but we all knew he could pass the rock. So all in all, when this season ended, things were really looking pretty great for Trevor Dunbar. But however, this is when our story takes another drastic turn. Those were actually the last recorded official stats for Trevor Dunbar's basketball career. And we didn't hear anything about Trevor Dunbar for almost 3 years until last year there was a video released. And in this video, it's some guy that is Trevor Dunbar's friend, and he's basically doing a question and answer with him and interviewing him about his life and basketball. I will more than likely throw some clips of the video up on the screen, and yes, before you go, yo, there's no way that's Trevor Dunbar. I promise you 100% it's Trevor Dunbar. I know it doesn't look like him, but it's just unreal and it's crazy. Think about it. We haven't even heard about this guy for 4 or 5 years, so this is where he's at. And you guys, you already know. One of the main questions in the video is, do you still play basketball? And he does say yes, but just for fun, so that's kind of sad.
Do you still play basketball? It's a good question. I'm not sure. I play basketball for fun sometimes, but I'm not sure if I'll be playing basketball as a career or as a professional basketball player.
And also, in the video, for some strange reason, he's in the Philippines because he just says he wants to explore the world. I'm not too sure if I am going to throw this part up on the video, but he does talk a lot about how he's just more religious now and he's wanting to change his life. And by changing his life, I'm talking about he just goes on to say that he wants to be more nice and just a more overall humble person, and I think that's great of him and we should all strive to be like that. And the main point and the answer we are looking for today is why isn't he even playing basketball till this day? And in this video, he goes on to say, unfortunately, he was in a motorcycle incident and he did wind up tearing his Achilles.
Where are you? Where is Trevor Dunbar? We're in the Philippines right now. Manila. Yeah. The reason why I'm not playing basketball right now is because I got injured. I was on a motorcycle and I ended up tearing my Achilles, and it's tragic. It's so sad.
Now, before we go any farther in this video, I just want to say, you know, that's crazy, and my prayers and thoughts go out to him and his family because it's just a blessing that he wasn't hurt even worse. And if y'all don't know anything about an Achilles injury, that's almost a 1 to 2 year long recovery. And last but not least, and probably the most important part of the video, is that he said he fell out of love with basketball. And the older he got, the more he started to realize that it was external forces pushing him to be great at basketball. If y'all don't know what that means, it basically means like by external forces, it wasn't within him. He wasn't pushing himself. It was always his dad or his fans just pushing him to be the best because they was rooting for him.
Part of me really don't feel like I love the game, you know. Part of me don't feel like I want to come back. I was already falling out of love with the game, you know, ever since Washington State, you know what I'm saying? A lot of my motives were external, you know. I was being pushed, you know, by my dad my whole entire life. You know, got that D1 scholarship, and, you know, I kind of took my foot off the gas because I don't really have that discipline, to be honest. That's just the truth.
And in all honesty, that's kind of sad that he felt obligated to continue playing basketball for his dad and fans because they was rooting for him. But hey, at least now he's found happiness and peace with himself and he's doing what he loves, and hey, that's all what life's about. You only live once, so do what you want, not what other people want. That video is over a year old and I haven't heard or seen anything about Trevor Dunbar since that video. So basically, that is the last video and the last evidence of where Trevor Dunbar is currently at in his life. He has, without a doubt, one of the most interesting and weird stories that I have ever covered. And from what I could see in that video, he seems happy with himself, and honestly, if you're happy with yourself and where you're at in life, that's all that matters. It honestly is really sad that the basketball thing didn't work out for him because he has a lot of fans. But just like anything, basketball, it isn't everything in life. There's other things to go out and do and explore. And as long as you have God by your side, He'll always take care of you and be there for you. And trust me, He'll guide you in the right direction. He'll never leave you stranded. So just believe and trust in his plan. But hey man, with all this being said, that's about gonna wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys learned something. If you are new to the channel, what are you doing? Join the family. Hit that subscribe button and leave a like for more story videos like this. Let's be great. I'm out, y'all. Love you guys. Peace.